Hello guys, this is Sandra here, and today we're going to talk about a new project for 2020, which is my Pen Those Palettes project pen. I did something similar last year where I was penning two eyeshadow or like eye and cheek palettes, and I had about half a year to pen those just because I only started my YouTube channel last year. And I just wanted to get some good use out of them and see where I can take them. But this year we can use the palettes I choose for a whole year, so we're gonna have a lot more progress, hopefully. This is, I think, the only project pen I'm gonna do that I'm essentially on my own, meaning that it's not part of like a team project pen. So we'll see if I can keep myself motivated for a whole year, and I think I'm gonna have uploads either every month or every 2 months. Maybe I will see if I have a lot of progress to show every month. If I don't, every 2 months. I haven't fully decided yet, but anyway, it will pop up regularly in my feed anyway. And I filmed a video which was about my eyeshadow collection, so eyeshadow palettes and singles, just to see what I should pen, and I asked you guys to help me choose, so I will link that video in the cards as well, just in case you want to check it out, what I have to start with. And thank you for everyone who commented. You did help me a lot. So most comments were telling me either to use my oldest palettes, or also people mentioned that they would like to see my Wet n Wild Rosé in the Air palette. And I decided to choose 2 palettes, but I'm gonna add in a third one throughout the year, and you will hear my reasoning in a minute. So the first palette I choose is not something that's my oldest, but it's already seen quite a good use and it's not cruelty free, so I thought it's a good option to choose it. And it's the Wet n Wild Rosé in the Air palette, and I love this palette. I purchased it before the news broke about the company, and it has how many shades? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 shades altogether, and I already have pen on 3 shades to start with. So that cream shade, which you can't really see but I'm gonna have pictures anyway, oh there we go, and then those 2 warm brown shades, and that happened without me trying to even pen this palette, so I don't think that's gonna be really hard to pen. And I thought it's a good option because it has all the neutral shades, but then it has a few pops of color as well, and warmer, more orangier shades, and this palette is just really up my alley as far as my preferences tend to go lately. I really like warmer colors. I like a bit of sparkle as well, even though I'm wearing a bit more cool toned pinky look, although I put a bit of burgundy in there, so it's still warmish I guess. But I thought this palette will be a good choice because I already have quite a bit of pen on it, and it just goes well with many other eyeshadows as well if I want to use those in my collection. So I thought this, even though it's not the oldest palette in my collection, this is definitely one I could get good use of out of throughout the year. And I think this shouldn't be a problem to finish off completely throughout the year, just based on how I already have these 3 pens in there. But my goal first is just to hit pen on every single shade in here, and then once that happens, that's when I'm going to focus on illuminating shades one by one maybe. But first I just want to have pen in every single shade in this palette, so that's what I'm going to do with this. And then the second palette that I chose is one of the oldest, if not the oldest palette in my collection, and it was already in the Graveyard project pen before. It's my Naked Basics, and this is a 6 shade palette, a 6 pen palette, and I already used up 3 shades in there. So the only shades I left here are Venus, Faint, and Crave, so the black shade. And as you can see, there's not a lot left in there to start with. All these 3 shades should be easy enough to use. What I can do with the dark brown and the black, so Faint and Crave, is that I can mix the 2 and use it in my eyebrows, and that's what I've done today as well. So even if I don't use it on my eyes, because those darker colors I don't tend to use that much on my eye, I can still use in my eyebrows. And then obviously Venus is just a color that you can use just in the inner corners or as a brow bone highlight, so that should be quite easy to use. But then again, it's not a shade you need a lot of, so I thought I'm gonna add these into the mix, but I don't think this should be an issue to be used up completely, knowing that I only have 3 shades left in there, and those are all shades that I can use in my brows as a liner, in the inner corner highlights. So I thought I'm gonna add that, but I think I can use this up hopefully by the half a year mark or so. And once I've finished this, or I'm really close finishing it up, then that's when I want to roll in a new palette, and I already know what it is. And again, this is just a suggestion that someone said that this is such an OG palette, but also it's again one of my oldest palettes. I can't decide if I got this before or the Naked Basics. It's one of these two. That's my oldest palette, and it's a De Balm Nude Tude palette, and I have quite a good dip and stuff going on in there. So I already used up 1 shade, and I have pen on 4 others, and there are I think 12 shades, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, yeah, 12 shades altogether. So I used up 1, have pens on 4. So this is how it looks at the moment, but because it's really similar to the Naked Basics palette, so this shade could be used as an inner corner highlight. Those 2, black and dark brown, can be used in the eyebrows. And I thought that if I just choose this one and the Naked Basics, oh, just hit myself, it's gonna be way too neutral and I'm gonna get really bored. So that's why I decided to add the Wet n Wild palette with the Naked Basics, and then once I'm done with that, or I'm really close to being done with that, then I can also add this one into the mix, and it's just gonna help me, you know, spice it up a little bit and not get bored. So at the moment I'm not gonna use this just yet, but just so you know, this one is coming as well. I think it would be a great companion palette for this. It has shimmer shades and a few matte shades. I think I only have mostly shimmer shades left. Yeah, most of them are shimmer shades. I don't like all of them. Also, Silly has a hard pen in there, so that will need a good scratch before I start using it. But again, this palette is just coming on later in the year because it's one of my oldest palettes, along with the Naked Basics. So it's time to get good use out of this, but I really like this palette as well. And I want to get some good use out of it before it really goes bad. The shades still, you know, it looks really old and battered, but the shades still perform really well, just like with this palette. And this one, the Wet n Wild one, just really adds a bit more variety to the looks. So that's why I decided to go with these 2 to start with, and then roll this one in once the Naked Basics is running out. And I think that will be a good system for me for the year. But yeah, that's what I decided to go with. Now, I'm not too sure when this video goes up, but if I haven't seen you yet, Happy New Year! And if I have, well, still a Happy New Year. It will still be the beginning of January. But for now, I'm gonna go. I will have a few more Project Pen announcements, I think, coming up, and I will also try to get some other types of videos up for you guys. But for now, I'm gonna go. Have a lovely day. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe. It would mean so much to me. But for now, I'm gonna go and have a lovely day. Bye bye.